So I've got 6 o'clock. If everyone want to rise, please. Give the presentation of the flag. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2023 Union Township reorganizational meeting, which is the only meeting that I'll run for the year. At this time, we'll reset the government, and our first order of business is to, I'll entertain a motion in a second to appoint a new chairperson to the Board of Trustees for 2023.
I'll move to nominate Mr. Joe Dills as chairperson of the board for 2023.
And I'd like to second that nomination.
Roll call. Mr. Logue,
Yes.
Mr. Becker,
Yes.
Mr. Dills.
Yes.
Motion carries. This time I'd entertain a motion in a second to appoint the vice chairperson to the Board of Trustees for 2023.
I'll make the motion to appoint Mr. Becker as Vice Chairman of the Board for 2023. Second.
You want to second that motion?
I'll second that.
I thought I was going to die for lack of a second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills,
Yes.
Mr. Logue,
Yes.
Mr. Becker.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 2 is the establishment of the meeting date and time. So at this time, entertain a motion in a second that the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees be held during the calendar year 2023 on the second Tuesday of each month at 6 p.m. for regular business meeting, and additionally on February the 28th, April the 25th, June the 27th, August the 22nd, and October the 24th for work session meetings, also at 6 o'clock. Subject to the board meeting in special session as noticed by rule, as required by the ORC, or by posting the notice on the website, signs, and other social media, and providing specific notice to news media requesting such notice not less than 24 hours before the start of the special meeting, and any others requesting electronic notice as soon as reasonably permissible.
So moved?
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 3, this is a tax advance resolution. It'll be item 2023-01. I'd entertain a motion and a second that the board adopt resolution 2023-01 requesting an advance of taxes collected.
So moved?
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4, meeting room policies. I'll entertain a motion and a second that all rules and regulations as to meeting rooms remain in force as established in the Union Township Facilities Reservation Policy revised on May the 12th, 2016, and any further addendums thereto adopted by the Board of Trustees at the May 12th, 2016 regular meeting.
So moved?
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
And Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 5, this is compensation of the Rural Zoning Commission and Board of Zoning Appeals. This time I'd entertain a motion and a second that the compensation for the Zoning Commission and Board of Appeals members be compensated at $75 per meeting per resolution 2009-09, effective July the 14th, 2009.
So moved?
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 7, Law Director compensation. I'll entertain a motion in a second that the compensation for the Union Township Law Director be $265 per hour effective January the 1st, 2023.
So moved?
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8, payment of bills. I'll entertain a motion and a second that the board, to be consistent with the existing accounting procedure, require that bills submitted for payment be delivered to the fiscal office for processing and payment not later than 3 p.m. of the Tuesday of each week for payment during the same week.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 9, 2023 cemetery fees. This time I'll entertain a motion and a second that all cemetery fees be as established in the revised Mount Moriah fee schedule that were in existence as of December 31st, 2022, and to further allow all full-time township employees in good standing to receive the same pricing benefits as township residents.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 10, 2023 Planning and Zoning Department fees. I'll entertain a motion and a second that the board continue the schedule of fees and charges for the administration and enforcement of the zoning resolution and the associated permitting process as the fees and charges are established on 12/31/2022.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
And Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 11 is transfers. This time I'd entertain a motion and a second to move to authorize the fiscal officer to make all necessary intra-fund transfers during the fiscal year 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 12, travel and meal expense reimbursements. This time I'd entertain a motion and a second to approve the attendance and reimbursement of all expenses related to seminars, conventions, conferences, and training exercises for the Board of Trustees and the fiscal officer, including but not limited to the Ohio Township Association annual and quarterly meetings, accreditation meetings, conferences, award ceremonies for the police, fire, service, zoning, fiscal, UTTV, or administrative divisions, and appointed zoning commission and Board of Zoning Appeals members, which seminars, conventions, conferences, and training exercises are related to the operation of the township, elected or appointed positions consistent with the Union Township Policy Manual.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I would entertain a motion and a second that the maximum meal allowance for employees shall be an average of $90 per day of qualifying events unless otherwise authorized by the township administrator.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 13, mileage reimbursement. This time, I'd entertain a motion and a second that the vehicle reimbursement be the maximum IRS allowance rate for the calendar year 2023, not to include township-owned vehicles driven by township employees.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 14, township inventory. I'll entertain a motion and a second to establish an inventory procedure to include only township-owned property with a fair market value greater than $1,000 and not to include titled or registered property.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 15, competitive bidding. Entertain a motion to second, move that all bids be awarded to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder in accordance with Ohio Revised Code, Section 9.312.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 16, contract approval. Entertain a motion and a second. Move to authorize the township administrator to execute contracts and represent the Board of Trustees as directed by the board.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 17, purchase orders and contract approval for amounts $10,000 or less. I'll entertain a motion and a second to move to authorize the township administrator to expend funds and to authorize the township administrator to execute contracts and represent the Board of Trustees for services, including but not limited to meals and incidentals, not to exceed $10,000 per incident unless otherwise authorized by a purchase order.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 18 is talking about appointment to the Zoning Commission and Board of Zoning Appeals. I'd entertain a motion to appoint someone to the Union Township Zoning Commission for a term expiring on 12/31/2027.
I'll make the motion to appoint Bradley Toft.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Entertain a motion and a second to appoint a person as an alternate to the Union Township Zoning Commission for calendar year 2023.
I'll make the motion to appoint Michael Outrich.
And I'll second that.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Entertain a motion and a second to appoint another person as an alternate to the Union Township Zoning Commission for calendar year 2023.
I'll make the motion to appoint Doug Smith.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Entertain a motion and a second to appoint a person to the Union Township Board of Zoning Appeals for the term expiring 12/31/2027.
I'll make the motion to appoint Robert McAdams.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion and a second to appoint someone as an alternate to the Union Township Board of Zoning Appeals for calendar year 2023.
I'll make the motion to appoint Gerald Beckman.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman,
Sir.
can I make just one comment as we finish out those appointments? Gentlemen, I was very impressed across the board with all the applicants that came in for zoning commission and appeals. And Mr. Campbell will attest to this, that, I mean, that's the first time, I think, in at least several years, at least as long as I've sat up here, that all the positions, all the alternates have been filled. So I think that's really great. We're getting more
Excellent.
experience for people in the township. Again, looking through those packages, I saw accreditations for planning, and people that are very focused and very specific as to what they get to represent and do. So I think those, just wanted to say great credit on the staff and great outreach, getting that out there so the community knew to apply and fill those vacancies. So
That's great. Well said.
thank you.
Item number 19. This is appointment of part-time and co-op student personnel. At this time, I would entertain a motion and a second. Move to authorize the township administrator to hire various part-time co-op students on a continuing as-needed basis at the same rate as applied on 12/31/2022 in order to fill internship positions with Union Township for various departments.
So moved?
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 20, Union Township Summer Help Compensation. Entertain a motion and a second to move to establish that for calendar year 2023 at the same rate as applied on 12/31/22 for all summer help employees.
So moved?
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 21, approval of purchase order submitted for the January 3rd, 2023 meeting. Ms. Sayers, would you like to present these?
Thank you, sir. Four items to consider this evening. First is $100,000 to the Clermont County Transportation Improvement District. This is our annual contribution to their work program. We have an agreement in place for the ongoing annual support of that. Next matter is $50,000 to Berker and Eckler for legal fees. This is our accruing monthly legal bills. Next matter is $36,000 for Duke Energy for Civic Center Gas and Electric for 3 months. Last matter is $13,500 to Fleet Core Technologies, and this is fuel usage in the police department.
Okay, this time I'd entertain a motion and a second to approve the purchase orders as presented by Ms. Susan Ayers, our Township Administrator.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 22, trustee compensation. Entertain a motion and a second. Move to establish that the annual compensation of the township trustees shall be fixed at $24,729.90 for Mr. Dills, Mr. Becker, and Mr. Logue, as provided in section 505.24, inclusive of the Ohio Revised Code, and said compensation shall be paid in equal payments.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 23, fiscal officer compensation. I'd entertain a motion and a second. Move to establish that the annual compensation of the township fiscal officer shall be fixed at $33,879.82 as provided in section 507.09 inclusive of the Ohio Revised Code, effective commencing on January 1st, 2023, and said compensation shall be paid in equal payments.
So moved.
There's a tough one, but I'll second it.
Okay, roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 24, meeting decorum. Entertain a motion and a second to move to permit the township meeting decorum to follow Robert's Rules of Order, subject to the meeting rules for Township Board of Trustees as adopted on December the 13th, 2022, and any further addendums thereto.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 25 is appointment to Clermont County Tax Incentive Review Committee. Would entertain a motion and a second to nominate someone as the township trustee representative and Mrs. Susan Ayers as the township administrator representative to the Clermont County Tax Incentive Review Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate trustee Dills for that position.
I'll second that.
Roll call. Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
And Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries. Is there anything else to come before the board?
No, sir.
Okay, at this time, I'll entertain a motion and second to adjourn our meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
We're adjourned at 6:18 PM. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Campbell.